What's up, guys? Dillusscuss. So the Olympics are going on right now, and their opening ceremonies were the other day, and oh jeez, okay, yeah, that's better. The opening ceremonies were, at least to me, kind of bad. They could have done a lot better. I know they were kind of broke, which that's understandable. But I mean, you did have 4 years to plan, and you knew about it for longer than the 4 years. And I know they were building their stadiums, but I mean, still, like, in my opinion, parts of it, I mean, I've seen high school marching bands that have done better than some of the things they did. And then part of it was like, does this really fit? In an Olympic opening ceremony, like for instance, they had a singer, a Brazilian singer, which I'm not saying the music. I thought the music was great. I just thought some of it was kind of like that's kind of out of place. Like they had a singer, and then they had a rapper, and then the singer would sing a little bit, and the rapper would rap a little bit, and it was kind of like a battle thing. And I was like, this isn't. I don't think this is what should be in an Olympic opening ceremony. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, this is something more for, like, something else. Like, and then, I mean, if you look at Beijing, it was fucking amazing. You look at London, it was fucking amazing. Yeah, they had a shitload of money, but still, like, they, did it. And then part of it was, like, they gave us this whole creation of life thing for, like, fucking 10 minutes, and it was like, okay. And then they kind of did like this like wire thing that kind of reminded me of like the princess like pole thing where you grab a ribbon around the pole and you fucking walk around and shit. It was kind of like that. There were parts that were really cool. There was a lot of like Cirque du Soleil like type shit in there, and that was pretty cool. And then they had like yeah, I get it's part of their culture. They had this big like slave thing where they walk across the whole fucking stadium doing this weird like grab thing, and it was like, okay. That's there. Okay. So that was kind of out of place. And then they put in a projection system. And then maybe like if you were at the there at the stadium, it would have been cooler because it was like these guys like running and jumping across rooftops, right? But the way it looked on TV was the way they had the camera angle, it didn't look real whatsoever. But like when they cut to it, like higher above where the crowd would be, it looked, like legit. It looked good. So that was kind of like, okay. And then they have a whole segment of people climbing shit, which that's cool because like the favelas is a landmark of like the Rio area, thing. So that was cool. The climbing and shit, that was cool because that's like, part of them. And then it kind of got like stupid where like they kind of had the music going like, oh, what the heck's gonna happen now? And then there was nothing. And then they start throwing these white boxes down the fucking things. And then, okay, I get you have to like, be able to switch to another scene. But I don't want to watch you try to build a wall with white boxes. They were stacking shit and were fucking up stacking boxes live on TV in front of millions of people. It was like, really? Okay. So they put the boxes and some of them like fucking up, and you could see them like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, trying to rush other people. It's like, this is on live TV. Like, you should have this shit down pat. Like, boom, we got this, nailed it, no, whatever. And it was kind of just like, okay, they didn't, something happened. And then they have this plane. And when I think of first powered flight, I thought of the Wright brothers, right? So apparently it's this guy, Alberto Santos Dumont, which I'm not disputing that fact because, I don't know. I haven't looked into it. And then they kind of used it to talk shit. Like, oh yeah, he did it before the Wright brothers. And it was like, the Wright brothers weren't known for the first powered flight. They were known for innovations to flight. Like, So the way the plane looked, it had this weird square thing on the front, and then it had these wings like a V, like that on the back. Well, they weren't like a V like that, but I mean they were sort of angled. And so I mean, just looking at this and looking at a modern plane, or even the Wright brothers plane, like I don't understand how this thing would fly. There's nothing on the front to lift it. It's just a square, like an open square, like a square kite type thing on the front. And then it had the shape kind of a dragster, like it got bigger towards the back. And then it had the wings, and then it had the propeller and shit, and then it had him. And it was kind of like, okay, I don't understand how that would fly. Like maybe as a glider it would work, but I don't see how, even with the motor on it, it would still have to be able to perpetuate lift to keep going. And that was like, okay. And then the commentators are like, they say that he did it before the Wright brothers. Now, I'm not disputing he did the first, powered flight or whatever. I'm just saying he did it in 1906 with the plane they showed. It said he won something in 1903 for a powered flight. But I'm just going off of what they said and what I looked up. And what I looked up about the plane that they showed was it was 1906. It was August 23rd, 1906. The Wright brothers had their last like big thing in 1903. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that they were using the argument that the Wright brothers were the first ones with powered flight and he wasn't. Now discounting that one in 1900 whatever, then going with this one in 1906. 1906 came after 1903. Just saying. Okay. And then so they come from that, and they start playing the Girls from Ipanema, which it's a good song. And then this is when it kind of got like, okay, you're fucking broke. I'm sorry. This is fucking a waste of time. Because they got a Brazilian supermodel who's married to Tom Brady. American quarterback for the Patriots, Tom Brady, right? And they get her, and she walks across the entire stadium. And then we're not talking like high school football stadium. We're talking like football stadium, like European football. Americans call it soccer stadium. Across the whole fucking thing. And there's some dude playing piano with the spotlight and her with the spotlight. And they followed her across the entire fucking stadium. It was the stupidest fucking shit. Like, I get she's like a big thing, but still, I don't want to watch a model walk across a whole fucking stadium for literally no fucking reason other than the fact that she's Brazilian. Like, that's like, let's say they did the Olympics in the U.S. It doesn't matter where, I don't care where. And then they go, oh, Kim Kardashian, you're from America. Let's have you run a mile and we'll video it and then we'll play it and that'll be our opening ceremony. It's kind of like, okay, you could have put something there that was more relevant or got something across. And then, so, I mean, whatever. And then they have this singer and she's, I don't remember who they compared her to, but she's like, she was big. She's big. And they had her, and I mean, she was old, so that's understandable. So she was sitting in a chair, and there were three singers around her. One of them apparently is a big deal. But the way they lit it is they lit it under purple fucking light. And it was like, she's apparently such a big fucking deal, and you can't put a spotlight on her so you can see her face? I mean, really? Come on. That's kind of fucked up. Let's see what else. Okay, so they have literally all the extras and shit go on the floor and start dancing. Yeah, I get maybe like if you were there, it'd be cool because the whole stadium was like a dance party and it was cool to watch. I'm gonna be honest, it was pretty like, okay, this looks fun, but it was kind of like, really? You couldn't think of something else to do other than have everyone go, okay, you guys gonna go here, we're gonna play some music, you guys just do whatever dance you want for 5 minutes. Cool? Yeah? Okay, cool. And then they were having like people before this and after this, they were having girls in like sparkly jumpsuits and shit with afros, and they were twerking. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying, like, really, like, if I want to see women at like sporting events and like, look at cheerleaders. They don't twerk. They do their thing. But what I'm saying is, I'm over twerking. Like, I get it's the thing, but it's like too sexual. Like, and I don't have a problem with sex. I love sex, but I mean, like, an excessive amount is kind of stupid. Like, okay, I get it. You have a big butt. Cool. Good for you. I don't need to see twerking every 5 seconds. And then at one point there were dudes there, and they were doing, I saw them doing the fucking nay-nay. I was like, really? The fucking nay-nay. The nay-nay. Okay, whatever. And then they started, were like, it was like, okay, these guys on the favela buildings, and they're all like breakdancing and shit. It was like, really? I could go to, like, somewhere, a dance club, and see this shit. I'm not saying it's shit. I'm just saying, like, this is the fucking Olympics. Like, you should be, like, pulling out all the stops. Like, all the crazy shit should be going on. And then, like, they come out. And I get global warming is a big issue. And all that, I understand. I get it. I really do. I get it. I feel it. You know, I understand. But they pull out this whole thing, CO2 emissions. Da, 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 da. And they show this thing, and it's from like 1916 to now. And it's the temperature going up. And the temperature in 1906, at like whatever average, was like -5 degrees Celsius. And in 1,000 years, wait, no, 100 years, a century, my bad, 100. In 100 years, it went up 5 degrees Celsius. It went from -5 to 0. I'm just saying, that's not a fucking lot. Now, that doesn't discredit the fact that it's a change, and it's, 5 degrees. That's like 30 degrees, apparently, from when I looked up. But I mean, like, really? In 100 years, it's gone up 30 degrees, and you're acting like it's the end of the fucking world. And then they showed, like, if ice caps are melting, Greenland is going away. When Greenland is like, okay, Greenland is covered in snow, right? It showed it, snow going up, and there was dirt. So Greenland ain't disappearing, it's just not covered in snow. Just to clarify, Greenland ain't going fucking nowhere. And then it was like, if the ice caps keep melting, places will be underwater. And then it started showing places like, where the water will be, and it was like, okay, for real, on the fucking Olympics, you're gonna give me a save the planet thing, and then it's like, we need to make a change. When at the end, and I'll make a video on this shit, because I feel very strongly about this shit, but moving on, not the right time and place, not the right time and place. And then after that, they have this kid walking across the stadium with a backpack. Just a kid. And there's these metal fucking locker things that later on they tell you they put seeds in. Now, moving on. This kid walking across the stadium. The whole fucking stadium, we follow him again. Just like the superhero, like the supermodel. Fucking. And then he sees a plant. He lays down next to the plant. And then they go back to their global warming thing. I mean, waste of fucking time. And then something else happened. I don't know. I tried to forget this fucking shit because it was like 2 days ago, and fuck that. And then they did the Parade of Nations. Some of the outfits were kind of racist towards that country. I mean, I'm gonna be straight up about it. Okay, and then Tonga. Now, my cousin's dad, his family is from Tonga, so I know kind of where it is and a tiny bit about the culture. But they come in and their flag bearer is covered in fucking oil. I mean, it was like a porn set up on his fucking body, and it wasn't like maybe like The Rock and like Fast and Furious where it's like a little bit so he's shiny. No, it's like they got like a bottle of fucking lube and just like dumped it on him. and like, I mean, it was like thick. You could tell that shit was on thick. And then he was like that, right? Only see his fucking oil like dripping off of him. It was like, okay, there were other countries with dudes without shirts on, and I'm not gay, but I'm just saying, there were dudes without shirts on, with no fucking oil, and you felt the need to pour fucking porn lube all over yourself. Like, no, what the fuck? What was the thinking in this? What the fuck? And then they do all of the nations, and then it actually gets good. So they do the flag, the Olympic flag, and then they give an award to a runner who runs a boys' home. That was cool. And then they kind of before that they got the medal locker seed things, and they all put them in the center of the ring in the shape of the Olympic rings, and they opened them and a plant popped out and green confetti shot up. Whoop-de-whoop. Oh, and then they did that towards the end it actually like picked up a lot. Like, it was more of what I expected at London, because at London they had them all come up and they were like, okay, Rio is the thing, kind of to show you what to expect, and it was more like Carnival than what we got. It was more of elaborate costumes, like crazy, like boom 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 boom, and those outfits came out at the end, and like they had a big like samba, and that was cool. That one I got because it was like, okay, like this is high energy, this is what the fuck you needed the whole fucking time. And then they had the torch. Now they had a tennis player who was like, one of the best in the world at his time. That was cool. Then they had another athlete, I don't remember what she did, and then they had this runner, right? And the runner was the one lighting the cauldron. Now the runner, not like, oh yeah, he got this many medals, or he was world champion, or this or that. The people on fucking NBC Universal go, in 2004, I think, he was running in first, and a guy came out of the crowd and attacked him, and he ended in third. That's how they introduce him, not like, yeah, he has 6 gold medals and 2 world championships, and did this. No, it was like, yeah, he got his ass kicked and lost. Yeah, he gets to light the cauldron. And then it was like, okay, I get you out of money, but I mean, look at Beijing's big cauldron torch for the torch. Fucking dope. The one in London was that like flower thing. That shit was dope too. And this one, it was like what you'd see like stereotypical witches use. It was like this big bowl and they light it, and I was like, okay, that really? Okay, cool. But they lift it, and then this big metal thing's there, and it kind of like starts spinning, and it from the front it kind of has like that pinwheel look, but it has these little metal paddles on the end, and it was like reflecting the flames all across the stadium, like as like dots. That was cool as fuck. Like, that was cool. Like, yeah, it was simple, and it was like, you could tell like they were trying to like conserve money, but it looked really, really good. At first I was like, what the fuck? And then it started spinning. I was like, okay. And then I saw what it was doing. I was like, this is fucking cool. But I mean, that was opening ceremonies. Definitely not good. Yeah, I get they didn't have a lot of money, but you had 4 years, and that's what you came up with in 4 years. I mean, think about that. It was all over the place. A lot of things going on when there was things going on, and a lot of times where there was one thing going on, and that's it. Like the penis plane. I call it the penis plane because they had a shot of it coming out of the thing, and at a quick glance, it looked like a penis. I was like, dude, they fucking made this shit look like a fucking penis. So I call it the penis plane. But I mean, penis plane, really? Talking shit about the Wright brothers. Now, I'm not saying they were, but the people, the announcers did, and it was like, okay, fuck you. Supermodel walking across the runway. Oh, well, that's 2. Big dance party for no fucking reason. And then during the dance party, they showed the fucking supermodel girl who walked across, and in the crowd, singing and thing, and then they swing around inside, showing all the extras, and they have the fucking, for the guy singing the song, they have the words on a big ass screen. Like, I get maybe if you forget, but come on. You've had like a long time to fucking memorize those fucking words, homeboy. Like, you don't need that shit so you can, I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, they need some help. Hopefully Japan can like revamp it for me. I'll wait 4 years to be it was definitely one of those ones that like you want to forget. It was pretty bad, at least to me. But yeah, that was my take on the opening ceremony for Rio. It was pretty bad. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't do it. It's pretty bad compared to the other ones. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here because I'm rambling. So yeah, thank you.